best practice. You know?
Best
All right, Colton. So what has been
All
pissing
right.
you off about FedEx?
Yeah. So I recently got my reimbursement from my move to my new city, because the moving company
Oh, cool.
damaged
Did
stuff.
they actually pay you?
They did, yeah. So kind of going back to that story, broke a lot of stuff. It took like 3 weeks to get the full reimbursement and settlement, but we finally got it back, and we got everything we wanted. Essentially, we got
Nice.
everything paid back. The only thing was the standing desk was a $750 claim. They gave us like $400 for it, which is fair because they only damaged the wood tabletop, and a replacement wood tabletop is $400. So
Well, they're
that's
gonna nickel and dime you like that.
yeah. I mean, like that's fine. I get it, but everything else we got a good claim. So what I did is, since we got all this new money, I bought myself a new standing desk because that was the plan to claim the standing desk, keep using the one Carly has, and then just have my own as well. So I bought it, and I was really excited. It's a little bit bigger than
Playing the
Carly's.
system like that.
It's like, yeah, let me tell you my plan for tax evasion.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go.
That's so much tax evasion. Don't piss off the IRS. We can piss
Absolutely.
off FedEx a little bit.
But
Sure.
the thing is, so I order it. It comes in different packages. It comes in because it's a big electronic thing. So you get the metal legs, the motor,
Yep.
the tabletop, and then all of like the other goodies. So it comes with the little push button for raising and lowering the desk. I got like free gifts due to the holiday season. So I got a bamboo rocker. I got an extra.
What?
It's like
What's a bamboo rocker?
What do you mean
So-
free gifts?
Well, okay, there's 6 free gifts. A bamboo rocker is essentially like this little skateboard with a plastic like half sphere in the center. So like you kind of are on it and you're like just teeter-tottering on it.
Like a one wheel,
I-
but
yeah.
without the everything around
balancing
the one.
thing.
Yeah, it's like meant to, I think, keep you like your posture engaged if you're standing on it correctly, if that makes sense. It's kind of silly. It was like it's like pure
That is
bamboo.
really
So
silly.
it's like $125, but I got it for free even though I might
Why?
not use it. Wait,
Why did you get this?
Because you have only like a certain amount of things you can get. So I was like the bamboo rocker, or
Wait, you got to back up though. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, how were you able to choose? What do you mean?
Yeah,
by-
how do you get gifts? Is this from FedEx?
This is
That they're just
no,
like,
no, no,
hey,
no. Okay, so we're back. We're further back than FedEx. The FedEx is not involved yet. This is just the desk company. Shout out to Uplift Desk because that's what I bought it from. I love the company. They're great.
Wait, so they give you gifts?
Yeah, so during the holiday season, I bought a desk, and when you buy a full desk, they're like, you have a choice. There's like 6 different gift options you can get for free, and you have to choose one of each category.
Oh, it's like going to the dentist and you get a little thing at the end.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
You get
yeah.
like
Yeah.
which toothbrush
box
do you
of
want?
goodies.
Which floss do you want?
Yeah.
There's like
Exactly.
a bouncy ball thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
except this is a lot better.
this is a lot better. Yeah, the bamboo rocker is like kind of one of those things where it's like this is silly, but it is like kind of a lot of money and cool. It's real bamboo, so whatever.
You can always resell it too.
Sure.
Yeah. The
White
real
elephant gift.
The real winners were like a desk lamp. It's a pretty good desk lamp, which is nice. We got outlets that can attach right to the desk. I got a full bamboo drawer for the desk, which is kind of cool. Like bamboo drawer, pretty neat. I like that. So stuff like that. There was, and then I got.
How much
koozies.
was this desk? I'm curious, like
the desk?
if their overhead offset these gifts.
These desks are pretty expensive. I think mine was like $750.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
It's
still
okay.
you get
It
a bunch
it
of
makes
free stuff
sense,
with it
though.
though.
Yeah, I personally think it's worth it because the quality of the desk is really good. And I know you can get standing desks electronic for cheaper, but I don't know. It's an American company.
Yeah, mine was like
built in America.
maybe 200.
Yeah. I mean, like I just really liked it, and their customer service is really good. They also have really good warranties, so I'm also gonna get, well, yeah, I'll just say it.
Yeah,
I
these
did
desks do look really nice.
Yeah, I did a warranty claim from my moving company for damaging it, but I'm also doing a warranty claim through the company of the desk to get more money back. So that's kind of cool. They're really lenient about it.
Golden's just literally
just-
like calling himself
Girl's
out
just
for.
like letting it all out.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes you could do it, and they're like cool with it. I think they are gonna give Carly a new top because they damaged her
They're
top.
cool with it. Yeah, 'cause
They're
I don't know
they're
what
chill.
you're doing.
They're chill. But anyways.
To be fair, he's just making it's the system that exists.
You know,
right?
it is the system, and he's gaming the system. I mean, that's
It is.
Oh,
it
it's
is
called
what it
gaming.
is.
It's exactly what the system implies. Like, hey, damaged it, you get refund.
Yeah,
back.
it's like these are all part of the rules.
Is there a clause? Is there a clause that makes it be like, hey, you need
well.
to
I mean,
buy
that's
the
that's
new-
what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Don't know if there's a
Is
clause,
it a little
but
dishonorable? Yes,
it's
but
Which
maybe
one
a
did
little
you get?
dishonorable, yeah. But I don't know.
Which wood did you get?
but
So,
fuck 'em, man. They're
I-
giant mega corporations.
I just got the basic wood. I got a 60 by 30 inch walnut laminate. So not walnut wood, but it's like a very, it fools you into
Yeah.
thinking it's walnut. So
I'm assuming it's
Okay,
like a
laminate,
plywood.
And I imagine you can then
it's like an MDF.
customize the laminate.
Yeah, the actual wood is an MDF wood, and then it's got the laminate on top that makes it look like the walnut wood.
I like the curve in the middle. That's what I
That's a
would like.
cool, yeah, it's a cool feature that you can do, but it's
Your
cool
desk's got curves.
because it's like you can get. I had a bamboo top. I was thinking about getting the bamboo top for an extra $90. Decided against it, but you can do that. You can get mahogany, get pine, cherry wood. You know, you can do whatever you want, and make yourself feel real
I
bougie.
like walnut.
So, but
Yeah, my desk got a walnut stain on it. I like the walnut color.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'd do the dark bamboo if I were to get one of these desks.
Ooh,
Like the
dark
black bamboo,
That's
or the
dope.
dark bamboo.
No, like the walnut looking bamboo. It's
yeah,
like the
okay.
Dark wood.
I really liked it.
it's
Yeah,
good
they're
stuff.
very modular. So, like, again, if you want to upgrade your tabletop, same motor and legs are needed. You just get the new top and you swap it out, which is kind of cool.
They have L desks too, like standing L desks.
Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff. You can buy a treadmill from their website, which is just absurd. Like, some people have those treadmills on their desks so they can walk while they work or whatever. But yeah,
It looks like they have whole like office supply stuff. Like
Yeah.
they have a acoustic and space division for like cubes essentially.
yeah, they do. They kind of have the whole thing ready for you.
Wow.
So I
All
recommend.
right, interesting.
I recommend them. I think they've been really good and they're really good quality. But continuing on with the story, got the gifts. So all that stuff came in. Everything came in different packages, and everything came in except my tabletop. I'm waiting on my tabletop, so I can't assemble the desk. And I'm so mad at FedEx is because, it said it was going to be delivered on Wednesday. I'm like, all right, awesome. This is like a little advanced delivery. I ordered it on like Friday, and then it's coming on Wednesday. I'm like really excited. 3 business days. Let's go. But then like end of the business day comes. Okay, package was not able to be delivered. That's fine. They never made it to my spot. Okay, estimated delivery Thursday. Thursday comes around all day. They're like, it doesn't show up. At 5 o'clock, I get a message being like, package lost, unknown delivery date.
Oh man.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I guess I'll put some faith in them.
How do you lose a package that size?
I don't know.
It's a freaking desktop.
And it continues. So this happens.
that means it fell off the truck, right?
like-
and they're just or damaged and they're
So
broken.
I don't know
Right, yeah.
because okay,
Must be.
I'm like I gotta probably call
Damage
these
to
guys
the
at some
again.
point. Friday rolls around like 7 a.m. It says package under on its way to be delivered, out for delivery. I'm like, wow, awesome.
Oh.
They found it. Rolls around to 5 o'clock again. Package lost, unable to be delivered. Delivery pending. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to intervene here because I think I'll be stuck in this loop forever of like package
right.
like unknown
You're gonna have to pull
location.
a Karen.
Yeah, so I keep.
Well, how long has it been since you ordered it?
So I ordered it on Monday of last week. So
And
technically,
then you were getting these messages like a week later or a couple days later.
this is a couple. So like I got the first message on Thursday where it was like 4 days later.
This Thursday. Okay. Okay.
So from Monday to Thursday is so like
I
the
got you,
shipping was
okay.
pretty fast like overall, but seeing the FedEx shipping history of this loop of like package unable to be delivered pending delivery date, we don't know where it is, and then it keeps coming back the next day of saying, oh, it's on its way. I just don't believe it anymore. So I'm trying to get in contact with customer service being like, hey, so can I just like come pick it up from the facility or something? Or I don't know what's going on. I really just want to I don't really believe, no offense, that it's going to make it to my apartment. And they're like, so you can't pick it up because it's too big to get to an office or like an Office Depot to drop it off. So we're going to have to
Sure.
keep you updated on that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Are you characterizing the person on the other end of the phone like we don't like, hey man, how's it going? Like were they like that too?
They were very much like that. Yeah, they're very nonchalant. They're
They're
pretty
like
chill.
they're smoking something at work.
They
or
actually
something.
were like they weren't the super typical customer service people that you'd get like, oh, how are you doing today? So what is your last like blah blah blah. They were like pretty chill, but yeah, I mean it's been keep going
I'll be
on.
real with you, man. We don't know where it is.
Yeah, like hey, I have no idea. So
Good luck, my dude.
they've been trying to deliver it apparently through Saturday and Sunday, and the same thing is happening. So I keep calling them, being like, I just want to figure out how to get it, and I'm like starting to like put message delivery options. I'm like, please call me, like I will like meet you outside or something. Because I don't know, like my apartment is sometimes weird if you don't have the key to get into the package room, which all delivery
I
drivers
know what that's
should
like.
have the key, but maybe they don't. Then like just you can deliver it to me right away. But yeah, I've been a little upset. It's like because I thought I'd be getting it, and I'm just worried that I'm not gonna get it. I'm just worried it's gonna be in oblivion, and then I'm gonna go home to Michigan in the next couple of weeks, and it's gonna get delivered, and then it's gonna get like stolen or something. So I'm gone for 3 weeks back
Yeah.
home. So
Because it's not like you can store that. It's a giant. I assume it's a single piece of wood, right? Like my
Yes,
standing
yes.
desk, it's two separate pieces that fit together.
okay,
So lower quality, right? But a single board is big, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a small desk, and that's hard to move and deliver. I think.
yeah.
All right, you guys gotta sell me on this standing desk idea because I've
This
always
idea?
had just your classic desk. What's the whole point of a standing desk? Just to like stand up? I mean, to be fair, I'm usually like back and forth between my desk. I don't usually sit there. At least as personally, like when I'm working from home, I'll like move different places a lot. Like I'll sit at like the dinner table.
Oh,
Sit at like lay on my bed, and then I'll like switch to I'm working on at my desk and just kind of like rotate between those areas and
I
stuff.
feel
like
like
that.
if you do that, you would actually like a standing desk more, right? Depending on how long you're at your desk. Because if I'm doing projects around the house, I prefer to have the desk standing so I can walk up to it, do a couple things, then walk away, right? It's just I avoid the extra step of sitting down and getting up, and keeps me more active. Not that I do that much, right? I'll be honest. I don't actually stand at my standing desk very often, right? But it is useful for the situation when, or for the moment that it is useful, right? And for me personally, like my server's right next to my desk, and I can't really get it out of there unless I put the desk all the way up, and then I can roll it underneath
oh
the desk.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's just a very specific use case, right? I don't know. I don't know if I would sell you on the idea. To me, it just gives you the more versatility. Whether or not you ever actually stand at the desk, you have the option to. And I like
Okay,
having
all right.
options.
Yeah, it's just lovely.
Yeah,
like
you do.
there's a lot of days where I'm working from home right now because I have a standing desk at work, and I just feel a little bit like I don't know. I just feel not great
Some
sitting
days
down
I
all
sit
day.
too much.
Yeah, it's like you sit too much and you just want to get up and like stand up, and that just is like it helps. It just allows you to do it. I feel some busy work tasks like just going through emails and stuff is easier to do when standing, and I'm like kind of just sitting there rocking back and forth. I don't know. It's just a better helps my
Experience?
like work balance. I don't know my work experience. Being able to stand is really really nice.
Yeah.
And stretch out my legs and
I
stuff.
definitely wouldn't stand 100% of the time.
Yeah,
For
correct.
example, my mom works from home most days, and she stands. She doesn't have she's got a fixed desk that is in a standing position, right?
Wow. Okay.
And I wouldn't do that because I don't want to stand the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like having the option to occasionally, like when Colton's saying that, I've been sitting too much. I mean, we're in IT, Michael. We sit all day, right?
I don't know about you, man. I'm all over the place a lot.
Well,
That's just because,
To be fair, I am too. I'm in a warehouse and I have to go all over the place.
yeah, same.
But-
it's
there are those days.
All right,
But some
those
days I
days.
sit a lot,
Yeah.
and I think, you
Yeah.
know what, I'm not gonna. I just want to stand for a minute, and sometimes it's nice to have the option.
Yeah. It's nice for sure. So,
keep the pressure off your vertebra.
and now with the
hope
bamboo
you get your
rocker of the
tabletop.
perfect form, perfect standing form while
Colton
standing.
is going to have like abs because like doesn't that work your obliques and your abs when
maybe
you're on that rocker?
If we do that for a couple hours, it might like work your abs a little bit. That would be
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Colton like comes back
Hidden activation.
comes back to Michigan, has like a freaking like 6-pack,
Just
8-pack.
completely ripped from the bamboo rocker. It's the secret that no one wants you to know.
Just the rocker. Yep.
I hope one day you get your table.
Yeah,
Hold on,
I'm
your
getting
desk,
pretty
your
because I just I guess the conclusion to that is customer service cannot really help me, and I'm just like how do I get my desk? I want it. I also just want it because it's like fun to build and like I just want it.
Yeah.
I'm really upset.
You want it now.
I want it now. Give it to me now.
You want it all, and you want it now.
I had the opposite experience from you, Colton, because last week I had talked about several parts that I was buying to do this whole weird server swap, component swap, and everything. I ordered all that stuff on Sunday, and everything arrived by Friday, right?
Yeah.
So I was ready to go for all the major parts, but then I realized I needed a couple extra things.
Oh yeah.
Like as I was moving cases and things like that, some of the CPU coolers didn't fit anymore because I'm going from a bigger case to a smaller case.
Yeah.
So I needed to re-get those. So I bought those from Amazon. So everything then got here Saturday, right? All of the parts that I needed. And I actually had one of my coolers scheduled to arrive on Monday, and then I had to order another one. So I ordered that one too, and that said Saturday. And then all of a sudden, those got joined into one order, and they are both being delivered on Saturday now.
Oh.
So they upgraded my delivery.
Wow. That's so nice. I wish I had
You know
that.
what's crazy? It's so crazy to think about the modern like
The
supply
modern
chain
logistics system is crazy.
It's insane, right? Like, oh, Amazon 2-day delivery, and it's there within 2, sometimes 3 days. There'll be definitely times they'll miss that, but for the most part, it's 2 days, which is absolutely nuts. Think about 10 years ago, that would be unheard of. Like, it took like 2 weeks to get any kind of package.
What's even crazier? All the packages that I ordered, or majority, the ones that weren't I only ordered 2 things from Amazon, right? The rest of the stuff I needed, I ordered from eBay, right? From various sellers around the country. I anticipate when that happens, I'm getting those packages in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Usually,
to a
yeah.
month
Instead, I
almost.
got it within the same week.
really
I was
good.
shocked.
Wow.
So because of that, yesterday was just brutal. So yesterday, being Saturday, was brutal because I got all my parts at 2, right? The coolers I needed got here at 2. And then I was essentially working on 3 different servers until probably 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Nice.
and
So
it
you're just doing your job for another day.
No, this it wasn't necessarily my job. This felt a lot better to do, but I was
Yeah.
just so it was brutal, right? So I had to, because I'm moving stuff, right? And you're bent over,
It's a lot
and
of
you're,
stuff. Yeah.
inside of a case and working with small little parts, and then I at one point got everything back into my server rack, and then realized that I forgot to plug something in on the bottom server, so I had to take everything out again, connect some things,
That
put it all back
stinks.
in.
It's like
That
it's like a giant
stinks.
Lego set, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at one point, I thought I was screwed because my NAS, right? I was replacing the motherboard and CPU on that, which are non-trivial things for a computer. And I put all those in and started up, and it doesn't boot, right? It thinks that it's going to a different boot device. And Michael might
Whoa.
understand this, but it just wouldn't. I wouldn't
Yeah.
get to my boot drive, right? And I thought that was broken somehow. And I was messing around in the BIOS trying to set to recognize the drive, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Please
Yeah, yeah.
help me
I
out.
get
the point where
I get what you're talking about. Yeah.
To the point where I gave up, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to reinstall the OS, right?
Yep.
And I almost did. I actually was able to upgrade it instead of completely erasing it over. But I had
Is
the
this the
configuration.
free BSD one?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the last of the core version for that. But I got that upgraded, and everything was successful, right? Until I tried to boot into it, and it just wouldn't work. And it ended up being a stupid setting in the boot order that it was just a set. I didn't think one of the lines listed there was actually the OS, but it was. So then I had to select that, and then it finally booted, and all my stuff was there. And it was super annoying to get to that point, and it probably wasted a good 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's a pain in the ass.
But now everything is perfect. And while everything was out of the case, it let me do the rack. It let me do extra work on that, so I could add more sound paneling on the inside, which I hadn't done yet.
Sean's such a nerd.
I am. I'm a huge nerd.
It's
And
great though.
I sent you guys a picture of this Gorilla Glue stuff, this spray-on Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've tried 3 different things, right, to try and get these foam acoustic panels to stick to stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they just like double-sided tape or these double-sided tape squares, they all suck, right? So
Okay.
I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go just to the max. I'm going to get heavy-duty Gorilla Glue spray on, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I thought that'll do it.
Wait, did you get the spray? Okay, you got the
Did it do
spray
it?
on because I love Gorilla Glue, but you get like the squeeze bottle type ones,
Yeah.
and that works really well. But like a spray, I don't know.
Yeah, I got the spray. Like
I
it
feel
was
like the spray
spray
would work.
adhesive.
The spray could work. Did it work?
Oh, it works. All right.
good.
I tried it on like a
Too
small
well.
thing that I have, and it was just immediately bonded, and it will never come off. Right. So
Well,
I
wait a
thought,
minute.
great.
So wait, you
Perfect.
put an acoustic panel, but isn't that right on your wall?
No, so this is inside of my server rack.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you don't
I'll
hear the
send you a
noise
picture,
Yeah,
'cause
of
it-
to prevent-
the server rack.
Yeah, so I hear less of the noise,
Which is
it's
crazy
actually-
because you and Noctua's too, which are like fans in the PC PC building tech community. That's like the fan is going to be like really quiet.
every CPU cooler in my server chassis, actually in every computer I own now, is a Noctua.
Yeah, I wanted to upgrade my.
I'm single-handedly funding their company right now.
I want to upgrade my fans in my current PC to Noctua fans just to support the company because, yeah, high powered
It
fans.
is
I don't,
truly-
I don't think they
fans.
need more support.
It's
Sean's
truly
always
the
supported them
highest
enough.
quality fan. Like you know the difference as soon as you hold them.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
Yeah.
you're like yes,
It's crazy.
premium materials.
I
premium build.
heard that. I heard that someone saying that before I bought them, and I thought, oh, we'll see. And I did, and now I totally agree.
That's sick.
but yeah, the paneling goes in the inside of the case so that noise can't really get out or it has a hard time.
Yeah.
And the extra paneling I put in totally works. It definitely lowered the volume a little bit.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But the thing I texted you guys that this stuff is vile. This
Yeah. What
the
does that?
spray-on
What does
stuff.
that mean? Like smell?
Yeah.
I can just feel like you spray it right,
Yeah.
and just being in the vicinity. I'm doing this inside my apartment, right? Because I don't have a garage or anything. Being in the vicinity of this spray, I can feel that this is bad for me.
Like
right?
toxins.
Just
Toxins are entering me.
not just toxins, but just that I shouldn't be near this, right? That's the feeling I get. For example,
Yeah.
I spray. So the best way to do it, they say, is you spray the back of the thing you want to attach, and then you spray where it's going to attach to, and then you stick it together, right? And then it's virtually impossible to come off. And I agree.
Right.
Now I do that, right? And I'm not doing like spraying everywhere, right? I'm spraying very controlled
Yes.
in the area. But by virtue of it being spray in an aerosol, little particles still come off. Mm-hmm. And as I'm doing this, you feel the glue sticking to your arms. Like I have
Does it,
like
like-
hairy arms, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I
can
feel
kinda
like
hear
a
it,
thin
see
layer
it.
of just of this glue along my arms, and
Oh,
I'm like, I don't
man.
want to breathe this. Imagine what's going to the inside of me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
If I
Your
get this on
nose.
some
You're-
food
like it
or
gets stuck in
something.
your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Or I could just feel how this would just deteriorate things that it touches that move, right? Like I wouldn't want any of the fans to be spinning around this because it gets inside the fans and glues those together,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it, right? It just feels very do not get around things you care about type
Yeah.
material, right?
Dude, that reminds me of you guys have like always you spray painted stuff before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this is just me, but do you like the smell of spray paint?
Um. I can't
not
say I
really.
like it. I can almost
Real- okay.
understand where people might like it.
It's
but
honestly kind of addicting. It's like the smell of gasoline. There's like this
Yeah.
weird addicting smell to it.
yeah, I can see it, but also like that's just. I feel like it's just straight up not healthy to sniff it. You know?
Oh, absolutely. It's
That's
Yeah.
the
not,
same
but
thing
it's
where
still
I
like
smell
smells.
it and I think, nah, I don't.
It's
This is
like,
not good for me.
Oh, it
Yeah.
smells not good for me, but I'm at the same time like it's dangerous, but like kind of smells really good. And I don't know, I'll spray paint shit, right? Just like do like a black coat or do like a lacquer coat real quick, right?
Yeah.
If you want to protect something, and then you can like sand it down or clean it up, whatever. But yeah, always the smell from it, I'm like, oh, smells so damn good. Obviously, I'm doing this in an open air environment because I don't want to fucking actually get like real sick from it. But yeah.
I'm just sending you guys right now 2 pictures of the inside of my case, so you can kind of see the soundproofing that I'm doing.
Yeah, I see. I see the little
Cool. You kinda
panels
see what's
there.
going on.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
Nice.
smart.
Nice.
It actually helps quite a bit. And I just today put I should have done it earlier, but a little mesh on the intake for the server because it's a
Oh,
completely
yeah.
enclosed environment.
Okay.
So it's only intaking from one side. So I have a little mesh now in front of that, so I hopefully get less dust
Man, that's-
inside the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you take the opportunity to clean out your dusty server case?
It wasn't that dusty, actually.
Good.
I was already doing a pretty good job, just by being isolated and kind of contained in one area. But I did definitely clean fans that were still dirty and stuff like that. It was a lot of work though. It was so much work, but I'm very glad it's all done. And now I have the whole thing. I don't know how much I discussed last week, nor how much I want to get into it because it's not exactly an entertaining topic. But
I don't know. You kind of make it entertaining, honestly. I don't know if it's just me because I understand this shit, but you being really passionate about it is kind of entertaining in and of itself.
all right. Well, I'll go up for a little bit more then. So the entire thing the entire problem I'm trying to solve is one of my own making, in which I have too much stuff digitally to store and I care about it too much to want to risk losing it, right?
Right. Right.
So it's a rabbit hole that you start down and you just cannot get out of, right? So I have this giant,
It's a snowball.
essentially, you saw it snowball effect. I have a giant hard drive. Let's put it in layman's terms.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if something breaks, right, I lose it all,
Right.
right?
Yep,
So
it's
what do you
all
got to
gone.
do?
Back
You
it
have
up.
to build another giant hard drive to have another the same data backed up, right?
Yeah.
It's just a never-ending cycle, and I don't have that, right? I don't have any sort of backup, so I have redundancy in the sense that it's in a RAID environment that's redundant, so I could lose a couple drives and not lose any data. But if my house burns down or what have you,
Then
everything's
it's
gone.
gone. Yeah. Then it's gone.
So I need to build it. I've been needing to do this for a while, right? But it gets harder as time goes on because you have more and more data. So that changes the backup that you need to do. So you need to future-proof that.
Yeah,
It's a
and you've got
never-ending
too much
cycle.
data to do like a cloud backup service, right? Like
Yeah, because then it becomes, if I were to
AWS.
back up all of the data that I have right now to the cloud, it would easily cost me almost $200 a month to store
Yeah.
it, right? Even with some of the cheapest
Yep.
backup
Getting to like car
providers, right?
payment levels of like data
Yeah.
storage. Like allowed.
that's crazy.
I'm already paying almost 30 or about 30 a month, and that's just for the most important stuff, right? And I'll probably will keep that, but I don't want that I still want the rest of my stuff to be backed up. So I need to build an entire new backup server, and leave it at my parents' house. Is
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Yeah.
So then it just backs up to there every night. Everything that I have added, if there's anything, it backs up over there, and then it's safe, right? And that I can build for a lot cheaper. And part of the entire reason I did this whole upgrade thing is that by swapping out these various parts, it left me with enough spare components to build
To build a new
another
one, yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
So that will then be the backup server, and I can put that, in a safe location or a different
Just a
location.
different
at the very
location.
least.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we got
Right.
into that a little bit last week, but Yeah. That's.
But now I got to figure out how
that's
to
good.
get it to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Because I got to ship it probably.
Ship it in some form.
Well,
carry the hard drives
or
on your person.
Are you going there for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm going for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how I'm going to get it there, right? Because I have this, I have the case I already had, right? So one of the things I swapped out was one of these cases. So I have a Fractal Node 803, I
Fractal
think,
Node.
which is like a micro ATX cube looking case thing that can
Yeah.
hold up to 8 hard drives. So it's a great little case for a beginner NAS, but I can't. It's a very awkward size. It doesn't go in luggage or something like that. So I'd have to ship it probably. It's a whole thing.
You have to ship the case, but then you take the hard drives out.
Take the hard
themselves.
drives. Yeah.
Well, I actually don't have the hard drives yet. But I think if I ship the case with the motherboard and no CPU cooler, right, and just take the CPU cooler in my luggage, then I think there's very little things that could probably go wrong in the
You're
shipment.
totally
of that
going to get
case.
flagged by TSA though. TSA is going to be like,
I'm gonna check
what the
that. I'm gonna
fuck
check
is this?
that.
Okay, all right. Like, what the fuck is this? It's just like, because, CPU coolers, like, got, like, the,
It's just
the
radiator
fan.
looking thing.
Yeah, radiator, yeah. And it's just like, what the heck is this? I
a
remember
fan
they
attached to it,
flagged
you know?
me when we visited LA for my microphone. And
Oh,
they
they
were like-
did?
Yeah, well, it was actually interesting because they
Really?
flagged it, but she was like, don't worry, this is not a huge thing. I just want to show this new guy what the microphone looks like. It's like, hey, because I think the new guy called it out. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Oh
thing?
yeah. It's like a little sus on the screen.
Because there's like components in there, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got
Right,
the
yeah,
microphone, but
some-
there's there's chips in there, right?
Right.
There's some silicon in there, and so she was like, all right, here it is, and so yeah,
Interesting.
but
Okay.
I mean it's cool. Fortunately, nothing got too bad. Although I did get flagged the other time, coming back from your town, Colton, for I had a big screwdriver. And they were
like
"What
as
the-"
a weapon.
I-
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, what is this? And it was 6.9 inches. You can't have anything longer than 7 inches. So I got away with it.
Oh,
But they were like, dude, like you gotta.
Why'd you
If I took
bring-
out the bit, it would have been fine.
Why did you bring that?
I totally forgot. I have a big old multi-thing screwdriver in my backpack
Okay,
all the
yeah.
time, and I
You just
because
brought it.
I need to carry it around. Yeah, I always got to be prepared, man. I've got a ratchet set in mine. I've got a screwdriver. I want to
Jeez.
throw my. I just picked up for Christmas a one of like the precision toolkits for PC building. Sean
Oh
knows what I'm
yeah,
talking
smaller
about.
screwdriver
Yeah.
type things.
The
Yeah.
little screwdrivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
It was $10 at
tools
Walmart.
suck.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I need this.
Hell yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was gonna get one for like 25. I'm like, oh, it's $10. Sure, why not?
Just do it. Yeah.
Midwest cheap.
Midwest cheap.
Tools suck,
Yeah.
right?
Tools are awesome, but
I can't-
they suck in
No.
buying all of them.
Right, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I keep wanting to get new tools, but they're heavy, right? I got to move all the stuff at some point. I don't want to store that. You got to, if you have good tools, right? You need to have good storage for them.
You just need
Yep.
a
And
garage.
good it's just a compounding issue.
Yeah.
And when you have
right.
too many, you need a garage, which means you need a house.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want
Yeah,
a table
and
exactly.
you
saw.
can't move anywhere without a garage because
Right.
you need to store it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I want a table saw, but I can't do that in
Dude,
my
I
apartment.
still want a table
Right.
saw too.
Like-
I don't know if I would use a table saw more than once a year, but I want one.
But yeah, it'd be nice to have it,
Right.
right? I mean, so many things open up.
I
when you have a
I
table
need to
saw.
shape my own. I want to create my own desk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I have
yeah,
a table
stuff
saw.
like
Fuck
that.
yeah, I can. Right.
Yeah.
You can get a
What is
circular.
it about
you can use a
wandering
circular
through
saw.
Home Depot that is really dangerous, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Kind
I walk
of.
down
yeah.
the tool. I have to actively avoid the tool aisle, right?
Right.
Because if
and
I
the
go
worst
there,
part is like it's like I could use this for something, but I'd only use it like once.
Right,
And that's
right.
the problem. It's like I have a use for this thing, but I'd probably end up using it once. Like the only other thing I can think of, like that would be a router. I don't know if you ever used one of those. My mom had one. It's like an old Dremel for like routing
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But it's like, oh,
Those
this
are actually
has so many
surprisingly
fucking
useful.
uses.
like
And
once
it's
a
like,
year, right?
Yeah, but yeah, you'd only use it once a year, or you'd be like, I have like 3 projects in mind, but after that, I can't think of a use for it. And it's like not like I own a house, so I'm not doing these projects
Right.
all the time. But yeah,
If I had
tool aisle.
tools, building this new server case that I made would have been so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you didn't have a circular saw even, right?
I didn't have anything,
Well, I mean,
so I had to go rent some of the tools I needed to do it. So I had to rent a jigsaw to do
Okay.
it. And I
Ooh,
was
that's-
also
that's
doing
worse,
this in
too.
the middle of my apartment.
Yeah, like the wood dust.
I bet all
is
your
just-
neighbors loved it.
My neighbor probably hated me for about 2 days, and then I was make sure to not be, started at 10, stopped at 5, right? Not even on the weekends, but I'm still it probably sucked for everybody.
Yeah. I feel like that's a guy thing though. It's like just, this is a tool I could absolutely use. Or there's one time I remember I went to a Goodwill, and there's this old dead, it was an old wireless drill, right? And I was
Okay.
it was like $2. I'm like, you know what? I could probably use the electric motor for something, and so I just bought it. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll get this to use.
Yeah,
Right? I don't
yeah.
think I
That
ever
bad,
used.
okay?
I don't
I'm
think I
not
ever
that
used
bad.
it, but I'm like, I have like 2 ideas for this electric motor. It's a I forget how it's a
Forget what the ideas are.
It's a
It's just gonna
half
be in a box
horsepower or
somewhere.
something like that, and it's like it was in a box. Yeah,
You're like, I'm gonna
had the
charge
electric
one of
motor.
the wheels on my skateboard with this half horsepower motor. Just
I think
bolt it to the
honestly, I
bottom.
think that was one of the ideas was actually using it as the electric motor for a as an add-on for an electric skateboard kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I find that funny, just how that is.
I'm also going to
yeah.
send you guys a picture of my my island during this weekend
Island.
because it's just a complete.
I think you sent this one already.
I don't know if I sent. I may have sent one. It was like a
Yeah.
more overview. Completely filled up.
Oh,
with
this is
all
messy.
sorts of technological
Yeah,
junk.
this is
right?
all server components or something
Yeah.
like that.
Dude,
yeah.
you should see my tech box. I just have this
It's
box
clean
of
now. I
like
cleaned everything.
I
up.
like-
random components.
You know what I like? The cocktail in the middle of all of the components on your island. Is that a cocktail?
You gotta drink
Wait,
when you
really?
There's
Is there?
It looks like there's a red cocktail in the middle of all your. Oh no, it's a candle.
Oh,
Never mind.
it's a candle.
I was like,
Oh.
Sean just placing his drink in the middle of all his really
I was about to
expensive
say, I
One,
feel
of,
like
components.
one of the pictures
It's
I
a
got
requirement.
actually did have a bottle of wine in the middle of the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's like drinking while cooking. You kind of like gotta drink while putting PC parts together. Maybe
I don't
not
know.
too
I,
heavily.
I was dealing with stuff I didn't like. There's some pretty sensitive components. I actively avoided any sort of drinking because I did not want
Yeah.
to mess what I was doing up.
Yeah, totally
But-
understandable.
Yeah. Well,
it's
with
just all-
that,
it's just everything's just problems of your own making, right?
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
rather have those problems though. I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. You could deal with them.
well-
Yeah,
yeah. Well, with that, I think I should intro the podcast.
absolutely.
Yeah. This is going to be episode 60 of Almost a Podcast.
I can't. We're so close
With
to
your host,
69.
your boy. I know, right? I can't wait. The amount of jokes I'm gonna make for that one.
We're gonna do a
But-
really special one for that.
All right, yeah. So yeah, episode 60. Your host, Mike, with the boys, Sean Boy and Colton Boy.
That's
Hi.
me.
Sorry,
I'm Colton.
it is Sean
My
Boy and
name's
Colton
Sean.
Man.
Man, I'm actually Colton. You know, if we get new, we don't want to confuse any new viewers here.
Yeah. Anybody
They're,
who's-
they're already
yes.
confused. Don't worry.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So welcome to the podcast. For this podcast, I really wanted to talk about, since we're in the holiday season now, and actually,
What?
Colin touched on this a little bit in the beginning, is gift giving and the act of gift giving. Because I feel like now, I would give gifts to like close people, but now that, we all have stable jobs and stuff like that, I feel like I'm almost obligated now where I have to give out gifts to like family members and like all my family now. Where it's like, hey, I'll like give my dad a gift for Christmas or something like that, or his birthday, right? Now, and like, and it's like, all right, now I have to like give gifts for, extended family members and stuff like that, right? I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Okay. There's a difference. There's two differences in how I feel, but from you, Michael, I think. I very much enjoy being now an adult who has a steady paycheck and can afford to buy gifts for people. But there's a limit, right? I don't really buy gifts for the extended family, right?
Yeah.
Maybe on the occasion, right? But I wouldn't say I'm going out of my way to do that. Mainly because we don't have too many parties that center around that, right?
Yeah.
Or too many Christmas events where I go and do exchanges with extended family, right?
Right.
But for my immediate family, this Christmas especially, because it's the first time that I've actually had a decent job and I've moved out.
Yeah.
So now I'm coming back and I'm gonna be like, heck yeah, let's get presents going, right?
Let's go.
So
Right.
I'm really excited for that actually, and my
Sean
family
in 10 years is going to be the cool uncle.
my family actually, we did this year especially. Everyone in my family, right? It's 3 other people: my mom, my dad, my brother.
Yeah.
We sent each other like things that are on our wish list, right? Someone goes, "Oh, what do you want?" I'm like, "Well, here's several things that I want," but all the people in my family, I don't think I bought them a single thing on their wish list.
Oh, really? That's
Which,
kind of
but
funny.
I'm actually excited about because I bought them stuff that I'm not going to say it because they might listen to this podcast. But I bought them stuff that I think they would like, rather than stuff that they had on their wish list specifically. So I'm excited to see how it goes, and I'm actually spending a lot more money than I have in previous years because I can.
Because
yeah. So I'm
That-
excited about that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I feel like okay, so I Christmas shop for 2 people, right? Because I do Christmas with Carly and I do Christmas with my own family and Carly's family. So the Carly's family is much
Wow.
more like you, Sean, where we all have lists, we distribute them, and we all get the things on our lists, and then we it's an understanding where we get stuff off the list too, because it's like you don't want to just get the things on the list, you want to have some surprises in there, right? So that's how that goes.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But for my own family, no one gives each other a list. No one tells each other what they want.
No ideas,
So
no
it's
nothing.
actually really, really hard for me to figure out what people want. Like this year, I'm going really hard, and I think I was checking the dates. I think this is airing right before Christmas.
I'll check it.
I think it's airing on the 21st.
This would air, the 21st.
Okay, I'm gonna
So 4 days
assume.
before Christmas or so.
I'm gonna assume they usually my people in my family who watch or listen to the podcast are an episode or 2 behind. So I'm going really into the artwork, right? I've told
I
you guys,
noticed.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I've been the
All
whole
your
other
questions about art
a
stuff.
whole other thing is I spent about 6 hours of my life trying to find a single artist that I found at AX to get.
I'm so glad you spent that time because I benefited from it.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
You
I was
said-
thinking
you
the
said-
exact same thing. I'm like, hey, thank you so much, Colton, because I was like, should I do this? I don't know if I want to spend exactly 6 hours looking for this person. And then
was-
Colton's like, hey, bro, I got you back.
Honestly,
I'm like,
Say
"Oh,
less.
thanks."
Man, Reddit was my savior. I posted on the AX forums, the Star Wars
wow.
forums.
Oh,
You're
really?
going deep.
Yeah, the Star Wars forums on Reddit, and one guy on AX was like, "I know who you're talking about. I'm sure
I
it's
totally forget.
around here." And then he eventually was like, "Edit, I found the guy." And I'm like, "Thank God." I was so lost because I was trying to find. I
That's
was
so
trying to
cool.
search them on Google. Wasn't
Reddit
popping
being a
up.
savior again.
Yeah, so Reddit was great.
I
but yeah.
remember going by that booth at AX
I
and
know.
thinking, man, I really want to buy one of those.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't get a
I
picture
have-
or anything.
I have
Or the-
no
or the
idea why
card,
I didn't
right?
get a picture.
Yeah.
That's so weird because I thought I got pictures of everyone that I wanted, but apparently not.
Yeah.
But I was like, these guys are so big and so popular because they were obviously popular and really, really successful. So I was like, I'll find them online or
Well, let's-
something.
I mean, we should say who they are. I think I picked our thing. Studio Desade.
Studio-
DESADE.com.
Yes, yeah, and they do a lot of.
Nigel Sade is the guy's artwork.
Yep.
Man, that stuff is so cool.
It's super cool. He
He's
does
got
a-
a style.
The stuff I was looking at was ship art. So he does a lot of ships from different sci-fi shows, like Star Wars or Mass Effect, which is
Firefly.
yeah, Firefly. That
Yeah,
kind of
there's
stuff.
Marvel stuff, a lot of pop culture things, and then just some of his own designs. I'm not going to say specifically what I bought, but tons of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. So that covered. I'm for my family, I'm going all art. For my brother, I'm getting art. For my dad, I'm getting art. And I want to get art for some of Carly's family, but they're just not into it. They're like, nah, I hate art. Just don't get it for me. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
See,
just
that's
buy him
actually-
buy him some anime titties. Just get
I would
get some
I
pictures
wish.
for Carly's parents of some just anime girl with just massive titties.
That would
And
be
like,
really
Here you go.
funny.
You don't like art, so
That
I
would
decided
be
to get
really
you this
funny.
one.
Carly wants a mouse pad for Christmas. I was thinking about getting her one with a boob, like a boob,
A boob mouse pad?
Yeah.
Full send, do it.
I was like,
2B,
it's like, all right, you don't
sorry,
want it?
uh,
I'll take it. That's fine. I don't
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
The nice thing about my family is, or my immediate family, is my parents are both artists, so I can get them art and that
Yeah.
I think is cool, or I think they'll think is cool, and it'll be a great gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is really
So
nice.
I have artwork for both my mom and my dad. So I'm very excited to see what they think of them, and
Yeah.
hopefully it makes the wall. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
same
my family,
me.
it's very practical. Art is like usually I try to get something that's small, that's like jokey, like an inside joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta say, my aunt got me a great gift. I used to love Bob the Builder as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and for my birthday, she got me it was a sticker, but it said Bob the Builder, like, can we fix it, right? Like that's his whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
normally it's yes we can, and then the second line was no, it's fucked. And
No,
it's a
it's
sticker I
fucked.
put it on my work laptop because
I think it's funny that you said your family's very practical, yet they get these joke gifts, which are completely, I mean,
Very
quote unquote
unpractical.
No,
useless.
but they do that small thing, and then they usually
Okay.
get something practical, right? Like,
Okay.
like I got my dad something practical for Christmas. I'll get my mom something pretty practical because like it's not like we'll get like these joke things, right? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
usually this like a small side, and then if you're gonna get something like bigger, which I'm trying to do for them, right? Because it's my first
Yeah.
year in gifts, and I like, both moved to new places and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna splurge this year.
Yeah.
for
I
them.
also say useless in the same way art is useless, right? But if it's appreciated by the beholder, then it's a
Yeah.
great gift.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. My gift theory has always been you try to get something practical and you get something something small practical, and you get something that's fun and a little more impractical, right? To lighten their day, or like a joke thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it varies widely by the person that I'm giving a gift for, right? Like for my dad, I would get him something practical, and I got him one thing that's I think going to be great.
Tools,
whether
probably.
whether he knows he needs it or not, he needs it.
He needs
So I got him that.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
and we'll see what happens. But I hope it's going to revolutionize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I saying that
That's
word right?
That's
Yes.
right. Revolutionize.
You know how you say a word sometimes and it just does not
You gotta
sound
think
correct?
about it. Yeah. I get that.
I just had that. Okay. Revolutionize his life, I think.
Cool.
So but then it varies for
It's a
my
bidet.
brother, my mom. It's a bidet. Yep, you got it.
Dang. I was gonna get that for
Um,
Carly's parents. That's another thing I gotta order.
That's actually what I got for my dad.
Really, it's fun. It's hilarious. That is actually.
Which sounds really weird, but he's
that's
like,
super on-
he's like, that's one thing. He always
That's a big commitment gift, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
gotta
absolutely
know
is.
they're gonna like
But-
that.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Even if
knew
they
it.
don't like it, it's like, okay, try it. Try it. It's like you got to install
No,
it for them. You got to tell them.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Right now, and then use it, because when you use it, you'll understand. It's better. And if
Here's
you
the
don't
thing,
use
though.
it, you won't understand.
like when I went to Japan, right? When we went to Japan, I was like, dude, these things are actually fucking rock. He's like, nah, whatever. And I think he had visited some other country that had them, and he's
Yeah.
like, holy shit, these are the shit. So I'm
Dude,
like, all right,
you're right.
You're right, bro.
dude, you're a fucking genius. Yeah. So yeah, and like I went all out with like the heated seat and like air
Oh, wow.
drying and like music and everything like that. So,
Music too.
yeah.
It congratulates you. Oh wow, good job.
Right. Yeah. Nice choice on music, dude. No, it sounds the weirdest gift, but like, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so that I'm getting my mom a TV because she needs one since she just
Dang.
moved.
A
I
TV.
think-
You are going all out on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty all out.
But I also have like more people to buy for. Like I have to buy stuff for my old stepmom and like more extended family.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's so.
I definitely am a lot more selective in. I'm also, I believe myself to be a terrible gift giver, or just
Really?
someone who doesn't necessarily think about gifts for people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like Colton's actually really good about it. I think he'll like randomly get things for you and me, Michael, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, oh man, I wish I did that because
Yeah.
because in my mind that's a nice thing to do, right?
Dude,
but it does
do you
not.
remember the
it
time
just
that
doesn't
Colton
cross
got
my
something
mind. You know?
Do you remember the time that
Yeah.
Colton got something for us?
Yeah. Well,
Where I was like, I was like, oh, I was thinking about buying this. I must have bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of look at the packaging. It was actually Colton bought. I was like,
I
I
think
was like,
I
oh
might
my
have
god, dude! Thank
Yeah.
you so much. I was like, fuck. So like,
Yeah.
because I was like, I know we talked about getting it, and I was like, I must have gotten it. I just forgot that I'd gotten it. Like,
Yeah,
months
yeah.
ago.
I,
And
I wish I was better about that, right? You
Yeah.
know, for like friends, you know, because I just don't think of it for friends, even though I think it would be a
are
nice.
you saying you don't
thing
think
to
about
do.
me?
Well, not gifts, right?
Just not in
not the
gift-giving
physical
form.
things. It's
Yeah.
so weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you.
I want to get better at it though as I age, because maybe I think part of why I didn't do that or don't do that is the idea that I need to save money. But if I if I was a bit more frivolous with money, then I might say, oh, I
Yeah.
could get this for that person, right?
And are
Right,
you the type
yeah.
of person, like for me, I feel like I'm trying to justify my own actions here, but I don't think I usually think of gifts that often because I'm not the type of person, like, you know, you ever heard of like love languages and stuff like that?
I was going to bring
remember-
that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
My love
and, like,
language is not gift giving. So
Right.
it's really
exactly.
tough for me to
It's
think
almost
of
the
that.
opposite. Whenever someone
Yeah.
gives me a gift, I'm like, what do you want from me? Like, are you trying to bribe me for some
do you
shit?
need something?
That's my immediate reaction.
Dude, my coworker does this, and I'm like, do not give me anything, right?
Like,
And
yeah, stay away. Stay away.
It's not out of, you know, I mean, he's not being mean, you know, my coworker's not being mean or anything, but it's just some people really like to give gifts, and that obviously is their love language, right?
Yeah.
But for you and me, Michael, I think we're in sync that I don't want to receive that, right? It
Yeah.
makes me feel that I need to reciprocate, or that what I'm doing is not good enough,
Yeah.
right?
The only exception for that is food. If you bribe me with food, I'm 100% okay with it, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love, right where I'm working at right now, that's like the go-to, like, hey, like, you know, we need you in the office like early or something like that. I'll get you some food. And I'm like, okay, I think I can do that. And I was like, all right, cool. Which is really nice of them, right? But it's like, all right, and we'll get sandwiches or get lunch, right? I had to do like a help out with, you know, warehouse thing, like some inventory stuff, and like, you know, troubleshooting on that. And it was like a 12. I had to work a 12-hour shift, and they're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're getting you lunch, and you get some extra time. And I'm like, yes. All right.
I think that's different, though,
bribery.
right?
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I mean, I think it depends on when you get the thing, because I am also okay with food, but or maybe even a gift, right? But as long as it is after the fact, in the sense that
Yes.
I have volunteered to do this with no idea that there is something being provided for that, right? And if someone says, "Oh, I appreciate that. Here, I'll take you out to lunch or something like that," then I'm okay with that. But if someone says, "Hey, out of the goodness of my heart,
Yeah.
let's take you out, you know, let's go out to lunch," and it's on me, I say no. Don't.
I think we're
I do
deeply
not wanna
suspicious
do that.
people. Then I think we're deeply suspicious.
Well,
Sus.
to me, it's just I don't want to. There's a scale, right? And I want the scale to be in balance, right?
Right? You don't want to owe anyone.
Yeah, and I even though that's not their intention, right? They're just being nice. That's still how I perceive it. It kind of sucks sometimes, but it's just how my brain processes things, you know?
Yeah.
What about you, Colton? Are you the same? Where you're like, gift giving is not in your mindset, or is it? I mean, you're the
I
one
would
who
argue
gives
it
the most
is,
gifts.
in
I
his
feel like
mindset.
it's a little bit more in my mindset. I know it's not. It's hard. So for me, I know I wanted to be better at gift giving. So I actually have a list on my phone where it's like wherever I think of a random idea, I just put it on the list, and that saves me a lot to make
Idea for somebody else?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. So if I'm like, oh, I see this, or like an ad or something, I'm like, wow, like something like this would be really good for this person. I'll jot it in my phone for Christmas of next year. But honestly, I feel
That's
like
really smart.
in a vein, I'm kind of the same way, just because it's like I can't remember all these things or like come up with like these 6 different really unique ideas for other people on the fly. I wanted to get better at that, so I made this little list. So when I get things for people, they're unique, and I can do that. But
Right.
I don't know. I think I like gift giving, just in general. I guess I think it shows that you care about someone. I guess so. That's like more of my love language, maybe. You know, I guess as you guys were saying. So
Yeah.
I like giving things.
Along those lines,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say I started prepping for this Christmas months in advance.
Oh,
right?
really?
Because it takes me forever to think of a good gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started prepping a long time ago to say like to say, okay, I'm gonna get this for this person, that for that person. You know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's really sweet. I don't know. I have not been prepping. I basically have been prepping since Black Friday. When I
okay.
can get everything on sale.
I mean, I
But
still haven't.
Here's the thing, though, and that bothers me is like, okay, I want to send it during Christmas, but I don't have to like ship it secondarily, or I have to drop it off at someone's house. So it's like, do I bite the bullet and get it at Black Friday, meaning I pay usually less for it, or do I pay a little bit more, but I send it like on Christmas Day because I have Prime shipping and I can just send it through Amazon Prime. 2 to 3 days later, it arrives right on Christmas, and it's like, all right, here's a gift.
I feel like
I
if
told my
if you just
I
say
told my parents, if stuff shows up for me, don't open it.
yeah.
Because I'm
really
shipping
sweet.
several things to
Yeah.
the house, like from
Yes.
the site,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever I bought it from.
That's
Same
that's
here.
exactly what I'm doing,
Same
too.
here. And you can get the gift wrap option.
Yep.
So you just do gift wrap, $1.50, send it, then they know
Yeah.
it's a Christmas
Wait,
gift.
excuse me, what? I did not know
Amazon
this
can
is-
gift wrap it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually pretty nice and
You
cute.
didn't know that? It's like on
I'm a
every
fucking
order.
idiot.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
is on every
checkbox.
I'm a
order.
that says
fucking
gift wrap it.
idiot. All right, I guess I'm doing that
Yeah,
now.
you should do that. They do a
I-
good job with it.
The bummer for me though is the stuff that I have been preparing for months. I still, I can't do that, right? So
Oh.
I have it here, and I need to then, take it with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff, right? So some of the artwork I'm going to take over, that doesn't transport well, right? So I have to get it in the frame and then check that, but like pad it and everything, so make sure nothing breaks. It's going to be
Yeah.
a whole thing,
See,
but
that's
it'll
why-
eventually work.
That's why I both love and hate this, like the environment we have, right? Think 10 years ago when you're giving gifts, you give the gift in person, right? Rarely, if you're ever shipping, unless you're going like overseas or extremely long distance country, you are not shipping a gift, right? It's like, okay, we meet up all together. I mean, this is also because we were younger, right? But now it's like, I have your address. I can just add it to Amazon. I can direct ship to you. I can basically go boop, boop, boop.
And you can
done.
gift wrap it.
And you can, and now I know you can gift wrap it because I'm an
I have
idiot.
done
and
that.
haven't-
I have done it a couple of times where I've shipped
Yeah.
stuff to people. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what I do now. It's just like don't even have to. It's weird because it's almost it's somehow more personal yet also less personal because it's like you're not giving it to them in person. There's not like this almost ritual behind it of like
It's
the gift
sometimes
giving.
hard though in today's day. Now that
Absolutely.
people can be so much more spread out, it's not like I can go visit everybody I want to during the holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're farther from home now, and I mean I am too, like for my mom
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's like all right, that's like I have to dedicate like 2 days because I have to like spend the night because it's
Yeah,
not worth
yeah.
the drive back and forth.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I have to either dedicate that or I'll just do the Amazon shipping.
Man, it's the whole thing nowadays.
is.
Living apart from people.
Yeah,
It is a whole
adulting.
thing.
It's I do like though that I have the option, right? Semi digressing from gift giving, but being able to still communicate and visit fairly easily, people at a distance is pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like I just, I book a flight to go back to California for a little bit. It's easy, right? It's no problem. I show up at the airport, I go there, it's, and it's easy, right? That's something that you just wouldn't have along, even 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah. We did touch on love languages a little bit, but what would you guys say your love languages are? I don't know if this is getting a little too TMI, but
Oh, straight up just love languages.
yeah, I don't know if you ever like looked into. I was curious about what it was. I've got mine in my head, but I remember a friend of mine messaging.
What are they
this
for,
is mine,
for
and stuff
reference?
like that.
Because I think I know what they are, but what are they for
I think
reference?
it's I don't know all of them. I just
Hold on,
know
let me
the
look it
two
up.
that are mine. Yeah,
like
it's
the,
like
I will
the
look
classical love languages that you have.
Yeah, not all the 46 ones they've come up with since then.
yeah.
The 5 love blah blah blah. The 5 love languages. Okay, what are they? They are. This is a terrible website.
Terrible website.
What are they? Okay, acts of service, receiving gifts, or I guess or gift giving. I guess.
Receiving.
No,
my
it's-
love language is getting gifts.
Well, I
right.
guess that would make sense. I'll put them. Quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch.
Wait, can you repeat those? Can we have another repeat?
Acts of service,
Acts of service
So-
would be gift giving.
No, it's two different things. So for those people, actions speak louder than words. Receiving gifts. For some people, receiving a heartfelt gift is what makes them feel most loved. Quality time. This language is all about giving the other person your undivided attention. Words of affirmation. This language uses words to affirm other people. And physical touch. To this person, nothing speaks more deeply than an appropriate physical touch.
What about inappropriate?
What about
physical
it?
touch?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I imagine that would be. I imagine that'd be appropriate per situation, but
Yeah, that speaks real deeply.
I feel like mine.
No, I mean, I think for me it'd be quality time and physical touch.
Mine is definitely acts of service and physical touch for sure.
I was gonna agree with. Mine are the same as Colton.
Yeah.
Yeah, acts of service and physical touch.
Acts of service, like for me, I don't
Although,
know.
like, words of affirmation are balanced with acts of service, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can go back and forth on those.
See, words of affirmation is my lowest one because if anyone, so I don't know.
Well, that's the whole compliment thing. Like, I hate receiving compliments.
Exactly, right? And that's the same thing as like if I cannot take a compliment, I hate receiving compliments. I'd rather someone tease me and bully me. And I
You wanna
take
be
that more
stepped
as
on.
I take that more as
Hear that?
No, not that. I'm honestly no, I'm much more dominant than I am submissive.
I don't
frankly.
like
But
I don't like receiving
yeah.
unsolicited comments, right? Or compliments, right? If it's from some random person, no. But if it's from
Yeah.
someone I care about, then I actually do appreciate that, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, sounds weird. It's almost the opposite for me. If I'm close to someone, I'd rather them not compliment me because I feel like I don't know if it's just like history or childhood trauma or something like that, but I don't know if we want to get too unpacked in here, but like it's like
Gift
I always
giving
see
to
that
childhood
I always
trauma.
I always see
What a
that as like
podcast.
manipulative, like someone complimenting me is like someone trying to be manipulative. I don't know what is
That does
down
sound
there.
like some deep-seated childhood thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But like people close to me,
See,
if they
I don't
compliment
have
me,
that, so to
Yeah.
me, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not the only one, but there's definitely
Yeah, that's definitely
one
like
thing
a
that's, like-
normal.
Oh, I'm sure.
a,
yeah,
a
yeah.
more normal thing you
Yeah.
would think. Like it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know, just fakeness. Like you might think people are fake, and it almost like getting a compliment.
Yeah.
Is you think is almost like more fake than true. I don't know. I could see it, but yeah,
yeah.
I like.
But then there's also the case of that. I guess for me, depending on who says it and in what tone or inflection, that could be very not necessarily damaging. But I'd think about it. I'd be like, what the heck? That was,
Yeah.
they probably didn't mean it that way. But at the same time, that's how I perceived it. And then I think, oh, bummer. But that's such a weird, very specific case, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely at odds with what I would define as love languages. But then was there an opposite to love languages?
Hate languages.
Like
languages.
hate languages,
Yeah,
stuff
Wait,
that happens to you that you don't like. You
probably
know?
it's probably like
I don't know how- I
the
don't know how
love
that
language
works.
that you least agree with. That's like your hate language, and you go off that.
I can see it. I'm gonna
could
Google it actually. See.
I could see like someone being like, I hate
Hope I don't go
physical
to any
touch,
weird
and that's
websites.
like their hate language. Like I don't like being touched. Get away from me.
Yeah, right. It's like your trauma language, the one that really just elicits a triggering reaction.
Yeah,
for you
yeah.
because
Trauma language is probably a
It
better.
touches on some
way to go.
deep seated trauma from your childhood. Or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
yeah.
Wild.
But I got a little too deep, I guess.
Deep dive. I would.
dive.
That wasn't too deep. That's.
I
that's
don't think
fine
that was too deep.
disgusting, I think
Yeah.
just an
No.
extreme departure.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
I was
yeah.
like gift giving.
No, I was
to
just
love
generally
languages.
curious.
Well, I guess gift giving, right, being a love language, right?
Yeah,
such
yeah,
a
yeah.
such a separate
Or no,
thing
gift
that I'm-
receiving.
Gift
See,
receiving.
wait,
is,
How is gift receiving a love language? I get a gift and I'm just so in love. How does that work?
if it's a heartfelt gift, then you love that.
Oh,
that speaks
yeah.
more to you than someone, I don't know, making you breakfast. I guess that
Yeah.
could be a gift, but
That's
you
an
know,
act of service, I think.
to me, that's an act of service, right?
Yeah,
Or noticing something about you and doing something to compensate for that without necessarily telling you about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's acts of service. And gift giving is like, I saw this soap for you that you've been talking about, and here it
And
is.
here's their
But that's
soap.
also me talking kind of oddly about it because I don't understand that love language.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
a me thing.
Mm-hmm.
We
It's
need
like,
to get someone who is that, and then figure it, and then get some explanation.
yeah, I feel like it's like you're just thinking of them. Like they're enough in your mind to where these random things in the wild like instigate like thoughts of them. So they're like that, like
Yeah.
really touches
Or-
them to like, oh wow,
Or that's
you-
how the person who's that is their love language would perceive that as.
Yes,
Right?
Yeah.
yes.
Or they're just really materialistic.
I had gifts of receiving of whatever, and you got me thinking, I'm like, oh man, Colton's thinking about me. That's so great of him, right?
right.
Or vice versa for Carly, whatever.
Yeah,
I think that's how it would be, right?
I think so.
Because it's receiving things, but I imagine giving them as the same thing for that person.
Yeah, they probably, if they're very into like the gift receiving, they're probably heavy into maybe like the acts of service love language as well. I would think they would correlate pretty well. I don't know. Who knows?
This is an interesting topic, though.
It is, yeah. I don't know. I think it touches on kind of our psychology and trying to understand that stuff. Topics
Yeah.
that we've discussed previously.
Okay, as long as we're diverging, I'm super excited for Spain. We have talked previously that we're going to be traveling to Spain with a larger group, us three, and what, 5 other people.
5 other people, I think. Yeah.
I think everyone. Have they all been podcast guests?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
They have?
Yeah, they
yeah,
have.
they have.
Yeah, they have.
Wow, that's funny.
Carly, Alex, Denzel, Zach.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone's a podcast guest. Yeah.
That's pretty
So
funny.
yeah,
So-
you know who our friends are, and
Yeah.
I'm just super excited about it. Right? It's gonna be really cool. I was gonna discuss this with the group when we had another call about it, but I invited a friend of mine to the castle without consulting anybody. So I
I mean, that's
Is this-
I
fine.
can
oh,
vouch
one of
for
your-
them being cool. So I
Yeah.
Okay.
imagine.
All right. We trust you, Sean.
I imagine it would be okay, but
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can kick
To
them
be
out
fair,
if we need to.
we also, you just mentioned, yeah, we're staying at a castle. We
Oh
decided
yeah, we're
that-
staying at a
that-
castle.
We're staying at a
right?
castle. Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
There's so
for
many
that.
fun things just to do. I'm just getting excited about the fact of traveling again. Right? There's something
telling
about
me.
traveling that I really like to do. I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but I would definitely, if I had the option, probably go on a big trip, like a week and a half trip, every other month.
I
at the
would
very
love
least.
to do that if I could. Yeah.
Yeah,
Realistically,
I mean, given the opportunity, right? I would.
Yeah, yeah. Realistically, I could probably do it like 2 times a year. I'm gonna try and do. Well, I was talking about this a little bit on previous podcasts. Another big trip, late 2023 or Q3 to Q4 2023. That's like what I'd like to do.
I actually accumulate PTO a lot faster than I think I do. Mm-hmm. So
You're
I
good.
could feasibly also go on another big trip late 2020. What is it? 3?
Yeah. I honestly think
Yeah.
I might just try to
And
go to
I've
Japan.
got some PTO.
Yeah. I'm like,
I mean, you're unlimited, quote unquote. So
yeah, I'm unlimited, but like, yeah. So I could do whatever I want. And I could flex. Like for our trip's like a 10-day trip. I think I got it worked out to where I'm only taking 40 hours of PTO. Because I'm flexing everything
pretty good.
around. Like we leave on Thursday or something, get back on a Sunday, and I'll take that Monday up and I'll flex the back half of that week, and I'll flex the front half the week before we leave. So thumbs up for that. Yeah.
That's a huge something. Yeah, dude, that flex schedule is so nice.
Yeah.
I'll still have, when I take the time off for Spain, I think at the end of that I still will have 20 hours at the time of the trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still banked.
And you have like the accumulating. Yeah,
So I get 4.65 hours every 2 weeks.
So you get a day basically every month.
day.
Almost.
day and a
almost.
half.
So,
Yeah, more
so
than
a day and a half every month, which
Yeah.
actually does build up a lot quicker than you would think. Mainly if you don't take a lot of time off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Absolutely.
But it kind of goes
Yeah,
to the point where I got to this. Months ago, I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to really save for Spain, I can't take any time off, and then it gets to the point, and I think, oh, I could have taken another couple days off if I wanted to.
Yeah,
Right.
you could have stayed for a couple extra days. Yeah,
Had I known that, I would have.
yeah, nice.
I would stay for an extra day or so, probably.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's whatever.
I mean, we should definitely do our trip planning podcast, which we've talked about wanting to do before, somewhat soon, maybe before or right after Spain. We should do that. That's that'd be a
I
good
think
one.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe, yeah, in January or something like that.
yeah,
Because we could talk about our approach to how we plan that trip.
yeah, because that was a
Give advice.
international with 7 people is a different
large
feat.
group. That's a
The
tough
large-
trip to plan.
It is pretty big, actually, it's pretty decently big to get everyone
Any
overseas.
more than 4 people, hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, absolutely. It's
3
it's insane.
people or 2 couples, right? It's hard, right? Any more than
Yeah.
that, it's really hard to do.
You're right, and especially when we're not all together, right? It's not we're like a family of 7 that does
Yeah,
everything
right.
together.
We're all in different states, and we're all,
Yeah,
We're all in
different
different
time
absolutely.
zones.
states.
We're all in different
time
states.
zones. Yeah, cities, and we have to we have to all meet up around the same time in Spain, and then also usually fly back around the same time.
Yeah.
So you have to negotiate all of that. Make sure our flights arrive, and then also the housing. Fortunately, with a bigger group, you can go for some Airbnb.
super cheap. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which are per person usually are going to be cheaper than your your standard hotel room. But just negotiating all that and working
Yeah.
with everyone's time schedules. It's not like it's not like I'm the patriarch and go, hey, we're going on this trip.
Yeah, right.
I know everyone's time schedules because I'm the one who makes these time schedules or whatever, right? Yeah. So it's a lot of I feel like it's almost like we're sitting in committee during all these meetings.
I'm really though glad though that it has worked out and that we are
Yeah.
going because
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun
It's
trip.
going to be a fun
yeah,
trip.
I have no doubt
it's,
about
it's
that.
going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And I want Carly to get even more of a travel bug after this one because it's I want you to come with me 2 times a year overseas.
Yeah, because it's her first time overseas.
over,
It's gonna be
over
crazy.
Yeah, over the Atlantic.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
it's wild. And
My sorry,
I'm
keep going, sorry,
done.
Colton.
I was just kind of trailing off. Go ahead.
My I was gonna mention as well. My friend who I invited to the castle can drive half of us to the castle from Barcelona,
Okay, cool.
so we can have one less rental car for the couple days we're there potentially.
I still want to.
Yeah,
Which would be
perfect.
nice.
Carly's ex aunt is in Barcelona. We should all meet up with her because
Sure, yeah.
And I'm
'Cause-
trying to get both my uncles too.
Yeah, I was
we have
like,
to
I
negotiate
feel
this
like
It's kind
because
of crazy.
this is
It
just
would be fun just go out to a bar or a restaurant or something with them so we can hear their stories about
yeah, or
Barcelona, you know?
their favorite
Yeah.
bar. Go to their favorite bar because they got the locals' opinion.
Yeah.
and I love that's
Yeah.
what I live for. And honestly, I'm really excited for the castle for a lot of different reasons. One, it's a castle, obviously, right? Sounds super cool. But honestly, the rural, I'm a city guy.
We'll be
but
right next to 2 small towns.
I
That
like
sounds great.
I like that. Like going to see the actual rural community, which makes up a lot of the space. That's gonna be so cool,
Yeah.
and to be able
I
to
mean,
drive to
that's
it.
what I loved about
Japan.
Japan. One
That
of
was
my
great,
favorite
yeah.
spots was Fuji.
Yeah, that
and
was
because
great.
it was much more, it's rural.
I don't
it
know.
felt like down to
Fuji
earth.
was a little too there's not a lot to do there, right?
But, I mean, like,
I
it's
very
definitely
true.
had we been there for more than a day or two, I would have been twiddling my thumbs and
I
not
mean,
knowing what to do.
sure
Yeah.
thing, but like that's the thing. It's only a day or a 2.
But if we-
You you do that
But
one
imagine if
little
we had
experience.
bikes in
and you're
Fuji
good.
though.
That's true.
Yeah, if we had bikes in Fuji, then we could biked around and stuff. But yeah, you're right. There's not as a lot of crazy stuff to do.
I mean, the
besides Fuji Q.
The one night
But-
we had where we got the food and we got drunk and we did our thing, that was perfect. That was great, and that was as
Yeah.
much time as
Yeah,
we needed.
I mean
there.
that was a great one night experience.
Yep.
I think 2 days I would have had not much to do. If
Yeah,
we were there for
yeah.
3 or 4 days, I probably could have filled that in with more nature stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we would have
Or
figured it out.
that out. There is a break-even point, I think.
I think so. Yeah. So
Yeah.
either way,
And I gotta
exploring that rural side of things is really cool and something from the Japan experience that I plan to do on all my trips kind of international like that. That's a good way to get the culture.
I've
Yeah.
definitely always said that it's, or not maybe always said, but always thought the rural experience is definitely better, or the non-city experience. I do
Yeah.
think it's good to get that in every place you go to, but
Yeah.
then also spend time away from it just
It
to kind of
is.
see what's going on.
Right, yeah, you get the actual full picture, which I like the cultures. I like learning about that stuff. That's the cool part for me going overseas and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm hoping my uncle can do that. Well, one uncle who's the wine guy, because we're talking about doing like a wine tour in
Oh,
the
heck yeah.
more rural region. Because how awesome would we have a guy who basically does this for a living?
Yeah,
touring us
absolutely.
around. And the other
He would
one is
know.
the game dev.
Although, is he a pretentious sommelier, or is he just like, yeah, wine's good, and then also knows things?
No, he's pretty down to earth.
Okay, that's pretty
He
good.
can be a little bit pretentious, but all wine people are going to be pretentious a little bit. But for the most part, he's
yeah, I
like
get that.
he's like I like the wines where it's just, this is a farmer guy who's been doing it, his family's been doing it for 3 centuries and they just know how to make good wine. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
so yeah.
I don't know why I brought that up. I'm just really excited. I think because earlier today I was looking at places for one of the cities we're going to. Mm-hmm.
Do we have that lined up?
Because we don't have a place for it.
I was gonna say that's not.
Well,
Yeah, we still have
figured
that
out
one
yet?
missing piece.
I'm probably just going to book the place that I like, unless anyone says any major concerns. But I'll let it sit out in our group chat for a day,
Is it close to town?
and then probably just book it.
Is it close to town?
Is what now?
Is it close to town? And then are there
Yeah,
like?
it's a
some-
great spot.
Yeah, that's all I really care about. Close to town. It'd be nice if I could get a queen bed too, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, both places I posted are both great locations, good spaces, and okay. Hold on. I'm annoyed. All right, so some of the things. How do I want to broach this topic? Airbnb has gone downhill. Okay.
Oh, and how so?
recent years.
How have they gone downhill?
I started using Airbnb in 2015, right? So not all that long ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's just changed
I know
over the time, right?
It has changed, yeah, since that time.
Most of the hosts charge either more fees for less service, and you're not even getting services right. Airbnb. The whole point of Airbnb is you go into somebody's house that they're renting out, and that's kind of it, right? But I think over time, the whole culture of Airbnb has changed, and the people who are using the service now are not the same people who are using the service before, right? So me,
Yeah.
for example,
Uh-huh.
as the popularity has grown, you get more of the people that are gonna, trash the places and not be respectful guests. And therefore, the hosts have had to respond by increasing the fees and doing all these things and
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like age restrictions too.
Age restrictions, cleaning
Yeah,
fees.
which is age restriction, right? Specifically, I want to talk about that because that's one of the stupid BS things that happened on this trip, right? Found a great place, and they respond with, "Oh, hey, by the way, is everybody 30 plus years old?" I'm like, "What do you mean
Really?
30 plus years old?"
Jeez. I didn't know that was the issue.
And I'm like, "You what?" And they said in the description, I think in the description, they said something about being 30, but not that it was a requirement, right?
Right.
So then, but to them, it's a requirement. So I had to cancel that, and that's why we're looking for a new place. But in several other places that are nice looking and would be great to stay in, they do say you have to be over 30 unless accompanied by an adult. And I'm thinking,
What? We are adults.
when are you an adult?
Yeah.
If you're not, I mean, legally to them, in the country in Spain that we're going, legally an adult is what, 18 still, I think. Mm-hmm. I just think it's kind of ridiculous, right? At least phrase it in a way that says, "Hey, personally, our requirement is you got to be over 30," but don't make some stupid rules up that doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. It also could be like a translation thing.
I think that they'd probably just have had a couple bad clients, and that. has
And I
pushed it
agree.
to-
I think that's totally
Yeah.
why they had to do it. But I just think that's why it's kind of gone downhill because the people don't necessarily. pick and choose anymore. They'll let anybody stay there, but then they have to blanket up, like blanket requirement these things.
Right.
Which if you were a host that was more personal, you would maybe pick and choose, and then maybe have better experience. People don't have time for that nowadays, and I don't know. It's just. I think the whole platform is kind of going downhill to the point where, at some point, a hotel makes more sense.
Yeah, for me,
I agree. I feel like it's being oversaturated too
Yeah.
right now.
I agree.
As
Yeah.
the quality I think is actually going down. It's less personable, and it's like more agencies now.
it is a lot of
Big
agencies
groups
now.
versus actual.
Definitely more agencies, which I'm okay with as long as they're not terrible, dumb rules, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because they're
Honest-
agencies, they have more rules. you
Yeah.
know?
Honestly, I think the price for me, it's like the pricing. I've seen the pricing go way up to where it's like sometimes it is a
Yeah.
hotel is equivalent, and I'm just like, well, that's not cool. Like Airbnb used to be the place that I was swearing I will never get a hotel again, and I can just bunk
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
this
I was
place,
the same
this
way.
guy's other extra bedroom for $60 a night, and it's amazing because it's right downtown and stuff. But it is getting way more expensive now, I think, to me, for the reasons you say, like the cleaning fees and like these other admin
Yeah.
fees or whatever. It's just like
Yep.
they're
When
more
we
up in
went
the
to
air.
that place, and when we went to that place in LA, what was that hotel called?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
During
remember.
AX. Some fancy
Sort of-
hotel.
Some fancy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like was it a Continental?
And-
like something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That's-
Was it?
That sounds right.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was.
That
Yeah.
I thought that's a great room, right? This is fine. The facility, the amenities in the whole hotel are great. It's a good location.
Yeah.
Why do I need to go anywhere else? I especially if you're in LA, right? If
Right,
you want to be in
right.
a hotel. Rooms are probably far too hard to get to, but Spain's gonna be a little different, and European countries are a little different because you're closer to public transportation. It's easier to get around. It's just annoying because I've stayed at everywhere from private rooms in a place, which is just like there's someone's house, and I
Right.
just am staying in a room in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
From a shared space to whole entire houses and apartments and everything in like several different countries. And there's just been a measurable dip in quality, I would say.
Yeah.
Or at least a perceived drop in quality.
Yeah. Also,
If not
definitely
measurable.
price increase. I think how much did we pay for that place, literally downtown Montreal during our spring break that one year?
Oh, geez.
It's like $200 a night or something like that. It was insane,
That
and
was
we all
silly.
slept fine. I think the only problem that I had was I had to sleep on an air mattress because we had like just enough for everyone. And I think a couple of people had to share beds, but for the most part, like we fit in there. And it was $200 a night for college kids for like 8 of us or whatever. It was
Yeah.
like,
It
oh my
was
God,
super,
Yeah, that was
super
really
cheap.
good. I think I booked that. I could probably look up how much that was.
You did
yeah.
book that.
It was so cheap.
But I feel like, that would not be
yeah,
the
'cause
same price.
you have the really good rating.
Yeah. That would not be the same
Yeah.
price today because that was really nice. Right downtown. It was in the winter, so maybe there's a discount there accompanied by it. But that was amazing. And that was so cheap, like perfect for college students.
Yeah, I mean we're not going peak season for Spain either. But
That's true. So I would think like
Still.
we should get like really good finds, really cheap stuff, and we're gonna get great options. We're getting great stays.
To be
but-
fair, though, what we are paying is acceptable for the amount of people we're paying, and
Yeah.
to me, and now that we're all working jobs, it's
like
fine
fine.
for me. But
Yeah,
it
it's
is
fine.
more expensive than I used to pay.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
like regressing to hostels, like loving hostels again too, because
Oh, I love
All right.
hostels, man.
I have the cost for the Montreal trip, right? This for 5 nights was $113 per night, total of $635. This was they actually split it up here because there's 8 people on this trip.
yeah.
$15.89 per person per night,
night.
including taxes and other fees.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that is
actually
wild.
ridiculous.
Nutty.
That's so
such a
good.
good price.
Nutty, and it was downtown Montreal, right?
Yeah,
like
It was a
right
block
by-
away from like the one of the main strips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was wild. That's crazy that it
in
was
like
that
2
cheap.
blocks, 3 blocks from the big metro hub.
Yeah,
I can actually
Yeah,
look
that's
up
crazy.
here. I'll look up as well. Because where are we nearby? I'll look up. We're Spain, right? So I'll look up how it cost me to stay in Florence. All right. I was in Florence. This is in
15?
15, I want to say. And
Right before
this
college.
this was a this was a good place. It was like very classical. It was right outside one of the main tourist attractions.
Right.
It's a 6 guest maximum place, right? I paid. It's loading. 3 dots, moving slowly. I paid total $494 for 4 nights.
Okay.
This was $30.90 per person per night.
It's great.
That's way less than things now cost.
right.
Yeah, that's
a
if
great
you did
deal.
an equivalent hotel room.
This is
equivalent
July of
hotel room.
2015.
Yeah, equivalent hotel room.
Peak
would be like
season.
300 a night. Yeah, that's nuts.
That is pretty nuts.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
I miss the old Airbnb. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring back OG Airbnb.
I do
yeah.
really like though, because I think for most of the trips that I've gone with friends, I've been the one to book stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
So I have
a
like
lot of
in the
data.
account for it the list of all the places I've stayed at.
That's so
Which
cool.
is actually a really cool kind of trip down memory lane.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should take like a screenshot of that in case it ever disappears, so you like
That's
know
a good
exactly.
point. Yeah, do his little
Yeah.
screen recording.
Yeah, that's really cool.
There's my little rant on Airbnb. I don't know. I think what we're getting is still better than a hotel,
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
especially if it's a large house with a kitchen or a decent sized house with a kitchen and various bedrooms. I do much prefer that experience over a hotel,
good. Absolutely. Yeah.
but I think it also now is starting to depend on what country and what city I'm in, right?
Yeah.
If it's worth it to just do a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in a more of a third world country, I wouldn't trust Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'd
that's
do
true.
a-
I
it
would
depends.
hotel,
Yeah, I don't
but,
know.
like, in Europe or in Japan or actually I don't know if I do in Japan. I just do hostels like we did.
Yeah, I like the hostel
but-
experience there.
Yeah, I love hostel, but that's because I'm I'm one of the more extroverted ones of us. So
Yeah, and
I'm like,
honestly,
hey, let's
do
meet
and
people
don't
and stuff like that.
hostels, right?
That's because you don't
I liked
like
what
people.
we did. No, I liked what we did in Japan, and I do like to go randomly meet people, right? Mm-hmm. But it's definitely dependent on my mood,
Yep, and it's
and
like
it depends on how much money I'm willing to spend, right?
Yeah.
If for example, we were right out of college when we went to Japan. I wasn't
Very
trying to spend
poor.
a ton of money.
yeah.
Now, I'm like, heck yeah, let's book a couple expensive ryokans.
Yeah, let's go to
just
the
for
ryokan.
it.
Absolutely.
I do wanna do ryokan.
So
Full
yeah,
set,
we're
right?
in a
But
different
I would
stage.
also stay at if there was a cool pod hotel. I'd try it out. 'Cause
I mean,
it's fun.
I'll go back
like
to
the
the
millennials.
millennials.
Was really cool.
Yeah, I'll go back for Kyoto. Like that's great. That was great. So,
That place is great. Yeah,
but yeah, there's
It very much depends, but I think I'm more willing to spend to be in a place that fits my requirements for the specific location. So it's very dependent on my mood and what I'm thinking I want to get out of the trip.
yeah, yeah,
But
sure,
I don't know.
like a fucking castle.
like a castle.
Yeah,
like
a
we can
castle.
afford
I
staying
want
in
you
a
to
full
get that out
castle.
of the trip.
Yeah, that's cool. It'll be a great time, and I cannot wait to podcast about
Absolutely.
it when we do finish the trip. We'll have a lot of good stories, photos.
Are you guys gonna bring your podcasting materials?
No way.
I don't think
Dude,
so.
for an international trip, I can't
Yeah.
carry all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless like we wanted a YouTube video on that, but we're not making YouTube videos right now. So I say we just.
No.
I mean, I'm going to be making a video of the trip anyway, right? But that's just
Yeah.
a personal thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
That's enough weight and stuff and equipment and all that to bring anyway.
I cannot wait to vlog on that trip. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna have butchered Spanish
gonna be so much fun.
everywhere, and it's honestly I need to not do that.
I-
I
Dude,
need
Did
to
you even
not do
take
that.
Spanish?
No. Como estás?
Did you take
That's
Spanish
all I
classes?
got.
No. Cerveza. That's the main one you need.
Cerveza.
Cerveza.
I'm
Just beer.
gonna mix up because now I have 2 other languages in my head that are not Spanish, right? And it's really gonna mess with me
Colin's gonna start speaking Japanese to them.
because I have like
Watashi wa- oh,
practiced
shit.
French, right? That
Yeah.
I know. I've taken years of French. I say those phrases anyway when I'm in another country, and then
Je suis.
now I have a ton of things in Japanese, random things in Japanese I know. So I'm one of those people that just is not good with languages. So if I've attempt to learn various things, but I'm just gonna mix it up in the moment, 100%.
I mean, like I feel like
I try. I will try my best.
I'm gonna just do like Google Translate. I think the Google Translate from English to Spanish is got to be so good now. I can get away with it. Like, complex coffee order, Google Translate, go. You're probably good. Probably good.
Yeah, your grammar's not going to be on point, but for the most part,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
you get your point across.
I
Yeah.
do think though in Europe they're going to be a lot less helpful with Google Translate.
You think so?
We were in Japan, right?
Yeah.
In Japan, the Japanese people would be willing to go, "Oh, okay, I will wait and for you to finish up your translation. We'll go back
Yeah.
and forth."
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get the same hospitality,
Like the same patience.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Fortunately,
it's
you
not
got,
going
you
to
got
be
Alex
a thing.
and I who can.
Well, you guys will
Who
be
can
able to
pass the
carry.
language.
Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of actually counting on.
Alex will be the real carry. It's a little rough on me now.
feel
Once I'm
like-
there, I'll.
I was
probably
like, I feel like Mike.
a little
Denzel
bit.
seems to be learning though as well.
Oh, is he? Okay,
That's true,
cool.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like Mike, you've been to Spain. You know what would and wouldn't work, and I feel like you just kind of have a good sense of like, I don't know,
And
the
I can-
vocabulary
here's
we
the
need to
problem
know.
is I can read it perfectly. I can read Spanish fluently, but because I just
Really?
in school I
That's
always
impressive.
learned it.
Learned it by
Thank you.
reading.
I can just learn it. I learned it mostly by reading, and we didn't really focus on conversation, so I could read Spanish very well. Actually, I wouldn't say fluently, but very, very, very well. But when it comes to like conversation, I'm like, all right, how do I do this? Because I don't have to worry about like the grammar and all that stuff. I can just when I'm reading something, it's just all right. It goes in, and it's like all right, there. It just makes sense. But yeah, it's also Catalan though, so in Barcelona, so
yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll be a different.
I'm just giving
dialect.
up. I'm giving
My-
up in Barcelona. Like,
For all-
oh shoot, sorry.
For all the days that my friends with us, they can translate completely.
That's
fluently,
true. Yeah,
so.
so we'll be fine.
I though this is a good thing to bring up in the language barrier, right? The last time, or usually when I am like we can say we go to a restaurant, right, in the small town area, and I can't read anything, they don't have an English menu. I will just confidently go with something, right? Pick it at random, and whatever happens, I'll eat it, right? I've done that several times on international trips. It's always
always works
quite
out.
funny when it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
It is good. It's a good time.
Like,
And
get
at the
some,
very
like-
least, you get to explore. Like someone goes, "What are you eating?" I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I
just
pointed.
you get
have
like some
meat.
sheep's head soup or something like that.
Absolutely.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not Scotland.
Yeah, right.
If anything, it would have some sort of fish or
That's exactly.
crustacean. Probably.
I remember,
and
I remember
I'd
last time
probably
I got
work with
there,
any of those.
I got some fish. It was delicious, but you have to be prepared because at least when I got fish, it was like I was right by the sea, and it's it's not a fillet, it's just a full fish.
full fish, yeah.
Like eyeballs and like everything like that and all, right? Eyeballs, tail, and all, just grilled, right? It's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
That's
it's not,
funny.
Fancily
Not
set up.
s-
It's
not
just
skinned
real
or
fish.
anything.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely delicious, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right, had to pick out the bones. I forget what kind of fish it was. I got. It was actually delicious. The cheek meat I found is actually like the best part.
That's what they
like-
say. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When I was last in Rome, that's such a
yeah, right.
such like a
Snobby.
privileged
When in
phrase
Rome.
to say. When I was last in
I
Rome,
was,
Yeah.
I was last traveling on my grand tour of Rome.
we were in a part of it that just they didn't speak English. They didn't have an English thing. So I pointed at a thing on the menu, and when they brought it out, it was a plate filled with like giant prawns, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Just big old like with the shells, everything,
Uh-huh.
right? And so I thought, I have no idea how to eat this. I could not. There was I couldn't figure it out. So I bet they were laughing at me.
Yeah, trying to
yeah,
like
absolutely.
figure like.
But I was like eating it with my hands, like trying to get it up. It was so funny.
yeah.
I think you
that's
take
good.
a knife, right, and you.
I
pop
tried
down the
that. I
back.
tried using the knife and the fork, and I just must not have had the technique right because I was just
Yeah.
butchering the whole thing. But that's the thing that I'll do is I'll just full send. I'll go for it. Why not?
That's the way you got to do it, right? You can't hold back. You can't be. I want to say prude, but it's not. You got to be like that's not the right word.
I would
but, like,
agree as well,
open.
though, with that. I mean,
gotta be
you
open.
can't take everything's too seriously. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
as long as
you got to own it.
like if the dumb American, right? am in this country and order the wrong thing, I'm not going to complain about it.
Right. That's kind of on you.
Because it's
yeah.
on me
Yeah.
to not to know what was going on, right? They just did what I said. So
Yeah.
I would never be like, oh, take it back,
Hey,
blah, blah,
I
blah. I
can't
would
take
never
this.
do that. I would eat it or I'd go hungry. There's no,
Yeah.
I'd pay for it. I'd with a smile, it's just because it's just what happened, right?
Yep.
I definitely think that's a very key thing to go into when you're in another country. Mm-hmm. For anybody, whether you're an American going somewhere else or someone else coming to America, whatever. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like be
Like,
willing to
courteous.
try some weird stuff, and that's like part of the beauty of it. You get to try a lot of stuff you would never think you would want to try if you just point at the menu and get this random piece of meat in front of you.
You remember when we went to the yakiniku place in Japan?
And we just had the,
Where we walked a while to get to, and they barely fit us in, and none of them spoke English.
And I tried to
and
translate, they're
we-
like,
menu,
I don't
the menu
know.
was it was
the menu was
handwritten.
handwritten
yeah.
and Google Translate did not work. So he pointed to random things, and I don't know what I ate still.
And
to this
it was
day.
great.
I
I
It
think
was good.
I think we got some wagyu.
It was really
I think,
good.
Yeah.
because
I wish
know
we got
that-
more.
I wish we
Yeah.
should have gotten
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish it was cheaper. It was like
I feel like I don't
it's like
remember how much it was though.
I think it was like 1,500 yen, which is like $15 at that time, right?
That's not that
like
much.
per section. Yes, but we got like 4 sections, so we like spent like probably like almost $100 total on that meal because we got like drinks, we got like I think an app or something like that. So
We can afford it
I don't
now.
recall spending that much there. I would have done more. I would have
now
doubled
I would
that.
do more. Yeah, but all right. Well, I think we're getting to the end of our recording, but this has been almost a podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
You said "but" and then as if it was giving another phrase and then ended it.
But yeah, we're just gonna keep ending. Yeah.
But see ya.
See you later.
But see ya, bitch. Yeah, this has been almost a podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Join us next week with you boys.
More
Sean,
amazing
Colton, and
tales.
Yours truly.
Yep, more amazing
tales
amazing content.
And bullshittery.
Yes.
Yep. And then we gotta ask this, but do the whole like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Hit the bell.
Doobly doos. And hit the bell.
doobly-doos?
Yeah, right.
Do the needful.
Does follow, pay us, send us money in the mail. It's fine.
It does. P.O. Box
Yeah.
123.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we're just pulling off like the classic ending bits of that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and peace.
One day we'll get there. Bye.
And one day we'll get there, dude. The classic outro.
It's gone. The classic outro.
Oh no.
All right.